or Mark 1.
What is it, buddy?
Shit, damn it.
It's in the trees.
So good. Shit. I need to screenshot my receipt and send it to him because I'm going to ask for another Sutherland movie. So on the other thing I was going to obviously we're all horrified about what's going on in the Ukraine. I'm going to give you a whole list of organizations that you could donate to. There's other ways, once again, that you could help if you don't have money. There are like other things that you can do if you don't want to do that. And it's another one where you could probably write or make phone calls or things like that. But some good ones to do are UNICEF, obviously, Doctors Without Borders. They are there helping people. There is one called Sunflower of Peace, and it's a nonprofit organization that is making first aid medical like backpacks for paramedics and doctors that are there on the front lines. There's the Red Cross, of course. Save the Children. And this one's actually based in London, but they're delivering aid to vulnerable children in the Ukraine. Oh. So, yeah. And this is here. I think people need to remember there are soldiers that are fighting, but there's also just civilians, normal people, families, and some of these people who are fighting, they're not soldiers. They're
citizens.
They're just citizens, and there's
parents.
Some footage of like a dad putting his daughter on it'll punch you in the gut. So, just think about those things. There's another organization called CARE, and it's a Ukraine crisis fund. It's providing immediate aid like food, water, hygiene kits, cash if they need it, like even just cash. I already said the Red Cross. And then the last one here is Voices of Children. And this is an organization that's already like trying to get in there to help like psychological and psychosocial support for Ukrainian children during this, because the shit's going to fuck people up. Yeah. It's absolutely terrifying.
We know that. And we know that it's bad. And we try to make that balancing act of, doing something that's entertaining to take people's minds off of things. But at the same time, what we talk about is important, and it's adjacent to like the topic that we're talking about. Yeah. So today we're talking about racism and, dividing people up and deciding some people are just less worthy than others. And so it doesn't matter if you go into a movie theater and drag them out and they're 12 years old or they could just happen to live in a country that has real borders and a real culture, but somehow they're not being respected. It's just, we get that. And so we're trying to do that in a healthy way for everybody.
Yeah. And there's, and I've talked about this a lot in the group, like whenever bad things happen and I start to feel really helpless, like I look for little ways that I can help. Like, I'm here in San Francisco. I have my life that I have to manage and child to take care of. I can't fly to DC and pound on doors or whatever. Like, right. But there's these
the truckers will block you, by the way. The Canadian truckers. Sorry, that's a whole other fucking topic.
There's these are like the little things I could do. Like I could donate some money to one of these organizations that fight for good causes, that do good things. And that's what I try to do. And it makes me feel a little less helpless. So I'm definitely giving money to the Tent One, to Transgender Education Network of Texas. I didn't mention in here the International Rescue Committee is one that I donate to pretty reg, that also helps in the Ukraine. So that's another one. I'll make sure to put that link in there too. But it's just, even if you can't, like I said, drunk dial a rep.
Retweet the good organizations, like go on social media and spread the message that way, like whatever it can, that makes you feel a little bit better and like you're helping out and you're reaching out. But we can all feel helpless at these times. It's hard. It's hard to hear this stuff. It's hard to
absolutely
manage it. And so, we're thinking about you.
Yes. And all of our listeners over there, like, be safe.
Please be safe. Okay. What's so funny is that on The View, Joy Behar, I don't know if you saw this clip. So the panel's talking about the invasion. I think it was yesterday. God, it's been so long, but it was like only yesterday for us. And Joy Behar in The View was talking, and they were talking about how horrible it is in the Ukraine and the people, and it's going to mess up people's plans. And then Joy Behar's like, yeah, I was going to go to Rome for a holiday, but that's not going to happen. And at the one hand, I'm like, that's so daffy. And then I realized, oh, my friend Laura is in Rome right now. Like, I have a couple of friends traveling in Europe. My niece is in Spain right now. Like, it's, yeah.
Yeah, and this is impacting, like, you're not, there's a lot of other countries that also border Russia, like Poland is there, and, the company I work for, we have a lot of employees that are in Poland, and this impacts them, and it's close. It's closer to them than it is to us over here. So it's something to think about. Just be sensitive, be kind. It's not us and them. Like,
don't be a creep.
Don't be a creep. There's this huge fucking like team mentality of right now especially in this country with like liberals and conservatives. And it's like all of a sudden all these conservatives are like Team Putin because it's like the enemy of their enemy is their friend or something. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, don't think that way. Don't think like that. But maybe I'm just being racist against white people. I don't know. I mean, that's what that 1-star review said. So they wouldn't lie.
Oh, no. I kind of imagine that person thinking of the shittiest thing they think they could say about us while they're typing it in there angrily into their phones or with laptops. And I just kind of laugh. I'm like, you're a miserable cow. Like, whatever.
I know. Seriously. I'm not going to lose sleep over this.
No. Okay. So that's the episode this week. If you like the sound of our voices and you haven't given up on us, we co-host a show called Dorking Out where we just get silly. We dork out about movies. And this is not a drill, people. Airheads.
It's happening.
It is happening. 1994's Airheads starring Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler.
Can't wait.
One of my favorite comedies. It was on Comedy Central all the time in the 90s. Yes. It's on HBO Max. I could not be more excited. So we're going to be talking about that.
I think someone at HBO Max listens to the show. And they heard us saying, where's Pump Up the Volume? Where's Airheads? And where's Better Off Dead? Release Better Off Dead, you cowards.
So find us at Dorking Out there. Please follow us on all the things social media. Your suggestions, especially for creeps and non-creeps. Always looking for non-creeps, believe me, especially in these days. We love it when you use the Annie Potts GIF. We got one from Ghostbusters. We just covered Ghostbusters for Dorking Out, by the way.
Perfect movie. Perfect movie.
Sonia, where can they find you?
You can find me at thesoniashow.com where I am writing again. And you can find me at The Sonia Show on Twitter and Instagram and the TikTok. Where can people find you, Margot?
You can find me at Brooklyn Fit Chick, mostly for Twitter and Instagram. My site is brooklynfitchick.com. In the meantime, everybody, we're just giving you a big hug. Stay safe. Do what you can when you can. Take breaks when you need to. Don't be a creep.
Creep.
Stepped on it. Whatever.
No, you're fine.
Thank you for listening to us talk about creeps. You can follow us at What a Creep Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
But don't follow us too closely.
You can email us your creepy stories at whatacreeppodcast@gmail.com.
But please keep your dick pics to yourself.